I have got an appointment with Mr. Ullman. My name is Jack Torrance. His office is the first door on the left. Thank you, Mr. Ullman. Yes, I'm Jack Torrance. Oh, well, come on in, Jack. Very nice to meet you. Ooh, nice to meet you, Mr. Ullman. This is my secretary, Susie. Hello. Susie, how do you do? Have any trouble finding us? Oh, no problem at all. I made the trip in 3.5 hours. Well, that's very good time. Very good, please sit down a minute. Jack, make yourself at home. Would you like some coffee? Well, if you are going to have some, I wouldn't mind. Thanks, Susie, sure. Oh, when would you ask Bill Watson to join us? Yes, I will. Yeah. Do you really want to go and live in that hotel for the winter? Sure, Danny. It will be lots of fun. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, there's hardly anybody to play with around here. Yeah, I know. It always takes a little time to make new friends. Yeah, I guess so. What about Tony? He's looking forward to the hotel, I bet. No, I ain't, Mrs. Torrance. Oh, come on, Tony, don't be silly. I don't want to go there. Mrs. Torrance, well, how come you don't want to go? I just don't. Well, let's just wait here and see. We're all gonna have a real good time. Bill, I'd like you to meet Jack Torrance. How do you do? Bill, how do you do? Pleased to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Grab a chair, Bill, and join in. Jack is going to take care of the Overlook for this winter. I would like you to take him around the place as soon as we are through. Fine. Jack is a school teacher. Formerly a school teacher. What line of work are you in now? I'm a writer. Teaching has been more or less a way of making ends meet. Well, this ought to be quite a change for you. Well, I'm looking for a change. Our people in Denver recommend Jack very highly, and for once I agree with them. Let's see, where were we? Yes, I was about to explain that our season here runs from May 15th to October 30th, and then we close down completely until the following May. Do you mind if I ask why you do that? It seems to me that the skiing up here would be fantastic. Oh, it sure would be. But the problem is the enormous cost. It would be to keep the road to Sidewinder open. It's a 25-mile stretch of road. Gets an average of 20 feet of snow during the winter, and there's just no way to make it economically feasible to make it keep clear. When the place was built in 1907, there was very little interest in winter sports, and this site was chosen for its seclusion and scenic beauty. Well, it certainly got plenty of that. That's right, and did they give you any idea in Denver about what the job entails? Only in a very general way. Well, the winters can be fantastically cruel, and the basic idea is to cope with the very costly damage and depreciation which can occur. And this consists mainly of running the boiler, heating different parts of the hotel on a daily, rotating basis, repairing damage as it occurs, and doing repairs so that the elements can't get a foothold. Well, that sounds fine to me physically. It's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit tiring up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation. Well, that's just what happens to be what I'm exactly looking for. I'm outlining a new writing project, and 5 pieces is what I want. That's very good, Jack, because for some people, solitude and isolation can of itself be a problem, not for me. How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it? They'll love it, great. Well, before I turn you over to Bill, there is one thing I think we should talk about. I don't want to sound melodramatic, but it's something that's been known to give a few people second thoughts. About the job, I'm intrigued. I don't suppose they had told you about the Denver tragedy we had up here during the winter of 1970. I don't believe they did. Well, my predecessor in this job hired a man named Charles Grady as the winter caretaker. He came up here with his wife and 2 little girls of about 8 or 10, and he had a good employment record, good references from what I've been told. I mean, he seemed like a completely normal individual. But at some point during the winter, he must have suffered some kind of a complete mental breakdown. He ran amok, and he killed his family with an axe. Stacked them neatly in one of the rooms in the west wing, and then he put both barrels of his shotgun in his mouth. The police, they thought that it was what the old timers used to call cabin fever, a kind of claustrophobic reaction which can occur to people when they are shut in together for long periods of time. Well, that is quite a story. Yes, it is. Oh, it's still hard for me to believe that it actually happened here. but it did, and I think you can appreciate why I want to tell you about it. I certainly can, and I also understand why your people in Denver left it for you to tell me. Well, obviously, some people can be put off by the idea of staying alone in a place where something like that actually happened. Well, you can rest assured, Mr. Ullman, that's not going to happen with me, and as far as my wife is concerned, I am sure she'll be absolutely fascinated when I tell her about it. She's kind of a confirmed ghost story and horror film addict. Tony, what do you think? Daddy will get the job. Yeah, he did. He's gonna phone Wendy up in a few minutes to tell her hello. Hey, babe. Hi, hon. How's it going? Great. Look, I'm at the hotel. I still have an awful lot to go through. I don't think I can get home before 9 or 10. Sounds like you got the job. Right, it's an awful beautiful place. You and Danny are gonna love it. Tony, why? Don't you want to go to the hotel? I don't know. You do to know. Now come on, tell me. I don't want to, please. No, Tony, tell me. Uh, now hold your eyes still so that I can see. That's good now, the other one. Good boy now, Danny. When you were brushing your teeth, do you remember if you smelled anything funny or saw any bright flashing lights or anything at all strange? No, do you remember when you were brushing your teeth? Yes, what's the next thing? You remember after you were brushing your teeth? Mommy saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, Danny, wake up now. Danny, can you remember what you were doing just before you started brushing your teeth, talking to Tony? Is Tony one of your animals? No. Is a little boy that lives in my mouth. Tony's his imaginary friend. Oh, if you were to open your mouth now, could I see Tony? No. Why not? Because he hides. Where does he go? To my stomach. Does Tony ever tell you to do things? I don't want to talk about Tony anymore. Okay, that's fine. Alright, Danny. Now I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and stay quietly in bed for the rest of the day. Okay, do I have to? Yes, I'd like you to. We're just going to go into one of the other rooms for a few minutes and talk. Then I'll come back to check on you. Okay, goodbye. Shall we go into the living room? Yes. Please, thank you, Mrs. Torrance. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I'm quite sure there's nothing wrong physically with Danny. Oh yeah. He seems absolutely fine now. But you should have seen him. Oh, I know. Kids can scare you to death, but believe me, these episodes are not uncommon. And they look much worse than they actually are. But, what was the matter, Mrs. Torrance? Most of the time, these episodes are with kids. Are never explained. They are brought on by emotional factors, and they rarely occur again. They're more akin to auto-hypnosis, a kind of self-induced trance. If it reoccurs, which I doubt, you can always think of having some tests done. No, thank you. Oh, I'm sure you're right. Have you been in Boulder long, Mrs. Torrance? Only about 3 months. We're from Vermont. My husband was teaching school there. Did appearance of Danny's imaginary friend. Tony, did Tony's first appearance happen to coincide with your arrival here? No, let's see. Start talking to Tony. About the time we put him into nursery school, did he just well as school? No, he didn't like it too much first. Then we had an injury, so we kept him out for a while, and yeah. I guess that's about the time I first noticed that he was talking to Tony. What sort of injury did he have? He had dislocated shoulder. How did he manage to do that? Well, it's just one of those things. Purely an accident. Oh, my husband had been drinking, and he came home about 3 hours late, so he wasn't exactly in the greatest mood that night. And well, Danny had scattered some of his school papers all over the room. And my husband grabbed his arm, and pulled him away from them. It's just the sort of thing you do 100 times with a child, in a park or on the streets. But on this occasion, my husband just used too much strength, and he injured Danny's arm anyway. Something good did come out of it, and all because he said, Wendy, I'm never gonna touch another drop, and if you can leave me. And he didn't, and he hasn't had any alcohol in 5 months. Boy, we must be really high up. The air feels so different. Dad, yes, I'm hungry. Well, you should have eaten your breakfast. We'll get something as soon as we get to the hotel, okay? Okay, Mom, hey, wasn't it around here that the Donner Party got snowbound? I think that was farther west in the Sierras. What was the Donner Party? There's a party of settlers in the covered wagon times. They got snowbound one winter in the Cab Mountains. They had to resort to cannibalism in order to stay alive. You mean they ate each other up? They had to in order to survive. Jack, don't worry, Mom. I know all about cannibalism. I saw it on the TV. See, it's okay. You saw it all on the television. What about does a plane leave? 8:30. Well, that still gives us plenty of time to go over everything first. Goodbye, Mr. Oldman. Goodbye. Good morning, Jack. I hope you haven't been waiting too long. No problem. In fact, we had time to grab a bite to eat. Good. Glad you made it before they shut down the kitchen. Is your family having a look around? No, my son discovered the game room. Oh, has your luggage been brought in? Right there, oh fine, well, in a view of all the ground that we have to cover today, I suggest we go and have a look at your apartment and then get started straight away. Bill, would you have the Torrance's thing brought in their apartment? Fine. I'd better collect my family first. Oh, this is the Colorado Lodge. Oh, it's beautiful. My God, this place is fantastic, isn't it, hon? Sure is. God, I've never seen anything like this before. Are all of these in designs authentic? I believe they are based mainly on Navajo and Apache motifs. So, well, really gorgeous. As a matter of fact, this is probably the most gorgeous hotel I've ever seen. Oh, this place has had an illustrious past. In its heyday, it was one of the stopping places for the jet set. Even before anyone knew what a jet set was, we've had 4 presidents who stayed here. Lots of movie stars, royalty, all the best people. This is the stuff wing of the hotel. None of the bedrooms are heated during the winter. Oh. Goodbye, Mr. Ullman. Goodbye, girls. And here are your quarters. Living room, bedroom. Bathroom and a small bedroom for your son. Perfect for a child. Yeah, yes. Well, the place is very nicely self-contained, easy to keep. Cozy. Yes, very cozy for a family. And if you feel like spreading out, you have the rest of the hotel to move around in. Well, it's very homely, yeah. This is our famous hedge maze. It's quite an attraction around here. The walls are 13 feet high and the hedges are about as old as the hotel itself. It's a lot of fun, but I wouldn't go there unless I had an hour to spare to find my way out. When was the Overlook built? Construction started in 1907 and was finished in 1909. The site is supposed to be located on the Indian Burial Ground, and I believe they actually had to pay a few Indian taxes they were building it. That's our snow cat. Can you both drive a car? Yes. That's fine because basically the snow cat operates very much like a car and it won't take you long to get the hang of it. As a matter of fact, we brought a decorator in from Chicago last year to refurbish this part of the hotel. Oh well. He sure did a beautiful job. Pink and gold are my favorite colors. Oh, well, this is our gold ballroom. Oh, say, we can accommodate up to 300 people here very comfortably. Boy, I bet we really could have a good party in this room. I'm afraid you're not going to have to go. Well, here, unless you brought your own supplies, we always remove all the booze from the premises. When we shut down, that reduces the insurance that we normally have to carry. We don't drink. Well, then you're in luck. Oh, Dick, come on over here and say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Torrance. Sure. This is Dick Halloran, our head chef, Mr. Hallen. I'm Jack, and this is my wife, Winifred. Glad to meet you, Jack. Glad to meet you, Winifred. Nice to meet you. The Torrances are going to take care of the Overlook for us this winter. Oh, that's just great. How do you folks like our hotel so far? Oh, it's just wonderful. Hi, Danny. I found him outside looking for you, Danny. Did you get tired of bombing the universe? Yeah, Danny, come on over here. Thanks. Thank you, Susie, Dick. If you're ready to do it now, I think it would be a good idea if you could show Mrs. Torrance the kitchen. Will I continue with Jack? It will be a pleasure. Right this way, Mrs. Torrance. Great to see you later, hon. Bye, darling. Mrs. Torrance, your husband, introduce you as Winifred. Now, are you a Winnie or a Freddy? I'm a Wendy. Oh, Wendy, that's nice. That's the prettiest. God, this is the kitchen, huh? Yeah, it is. How do you like it, Danny? Is it big enough for you? Yeah, it's the biggest place I've ever seen. Yeah, this whole place is such an enormous maze. I feel like I'll have to leave a trail of breadcrumbs every time I come in. Don't let that get you down, Mrs. Torrance. It's a big, but it still ain't nothing but a kitchen. A lot of stuff you'll never have to touch. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I did. Well, one thing for sure, you don't have to worry about food because you folks could eat up here a whole year and never have the same menu twice. Now right here is our walk-in freezer. Now this is where we keep all our meat. You got 15 rib roast, 10 pounds of hamburgers. You got 12 turkeys, 2 dozen pork roasts, and 20 legs of lamb. Do you like lamb, dog? No, you don't. Well then, what's your favorite food then? French fries and ketchup. Well, I think we can manage that too, dog. Come along, watch your step. How did you know we called him Doc? Beg pardon, Doc. You called Danny Doc twice just now. I did. Yeah, we call him Doc sometimes. You know, like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. How'd you know that? Well, I guess I probably heard you call him that. Well, it's possible, but I honestly don't remember calling him that since we've been with you. Well, anyway, he looks like a doc, doesn't he? Yeah. What's up, Doc? Now this is the store room. In here, Mrs. Torrance. is where we keep all the dried goods. And the canned goods we got canned fruits and vegetables, canned fish. And meats, hot and cold, cereals, post toasties, cornflakes, sugar puffs, Rice Krispies, oatmeal, wheatiana, and cream of wheat. We got a dozen jugs of black molasses. We got 60 boxes of dried milk, 30 12-pound bags of sugar. How'd you like some ice cream, Doc? Sociables, finger rolls, and 7 kinds of what have you. Now, we got dried peaches, dried apricots, dried raisins, and dried prunes. You know what, Mrs. Torrance, you gotta keep regular if you want to be happy. Hi. How are you getting on? Just fine. Dick, can we borrow Mrs. Torrance for a few minutes? We're on our way to the basement. I promise we won't keep her very long. No problem, Mr. Ullman. I was just getting to the ice cream. Do you like ice cream, Doc? Yeah. I thought you did. You folks don't mind if I give Danny some ice cream. While we're waiting for you, not at all. No, we don't mind. Good. Sound good to you, Danny? Yeah. Okay, you behave yourself. Now, what kind of ice cream do you like, Doc? Chocolate. Chocolate it shall become on sun. It's amazing how much activity is going on today. Yes, well, the guests and some of the staff it left yesterday, but the last day is always very hectic. Everybody wants to be on their way as early as possible by 5 o'clock tonight. You'll never know anybody was ever here, just like a ghost ship, huh? Yes. Do you know how I knew your name was Doc? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I can remember when I was a little boy, my grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it The Shining. And for a long time, I thought it was just two of us that had this shine to us, just like you probably thought you were the only one. But there are other folks, though mostly they don't know it or don't believe it. How long have you been able to do it? Why don't you want to talk about it? I'm not supposed to. Who says you ain't supposed to? Tony. Who's Tony? Tony's the little boy who lives in my mouth. Is Tony the one that tells you things? Yes. How does he tell you things? It's like I go to sleep and he shows me things, but when I wake up, I can't remember everything. Does your mom and dad know about Tony? Yes. Do they know he tells you things? Has Tony ever told you about this place, about the Overlook Hotel? I don't know. Now think real hard, Doc. Think. Maybe he showed me something. Try to think what it was. Alright, Mr. Hallen, are you scared of this place? No. I'm scared of nothing here. It's just that, some places are like people. Some shine and some don't. I guess you could say the Overlook Hotel here, something about it that's like shining. Is there something bad here? Well, Doc, when something happens, it can leave a trace of itself behind. Say, like if it's someone burns a toast, well, maybe things that happen here leave other kinds of traces behind. Not things that anyone can notice, but things that people who shine can see. Just like they can see things that haven't happened yet. Well, sometimes they can see things that happened a long time ago. I think a lot of things happened right here in this particular hotel over the years, and not all of them was good. What about room 237? Room 237, you're scared of room 237, ain't ya? No, I ain't, Mr. Halloran. What is in room 237? Nothing. There ain't anything in room 237, but you ain't got no business going in there anyway, so stay out. You understand? Stay out. Good morning, hon. Your breakfast is ready. What time is it? It's about 11:30. 11:30, Jesus, I guess we've been staying up too late. I know what I made 'em, just the way you like 'em, sunny side up. Nice. It's really pretty outside. How about you taking me for a walk after you're finished your breakfast? So I suppose I gotta try to do some writing first. Any ideas yet? Lots of ideas, no good ones. Well, something will come. It's just a matter of settling back into the habit of writing every day. Yeah, that's all it is. It's really nice up here, isn't it? I love it, I really do. Never been this happy or comfortable anywhere. Yeah, it's amazing how fast you get used to such a big place. I tell you, when we first came up here, I thought it was gonna be kinda scary. I fell in love with it right away when I came up here with my interview. It was as though I had been here before. We all have been here before. Moments of deja vu. But this was ridiculous. It was almost as though I know what was going to be around every corner. Ooh. The loser has to keep up. America clean. Oh, how's that? Alright. And you're gonna lose. And I'm gonna get you. You better run fast. Look out. I'm coming in close, alright? You'll have to keep America clean. Okay, Danny, you win. Let's take the rest of the day of this walking, huh? Okay, oh. Give me your hand, oh, isn't it beautiful? Yeah, here's a dead end. Oh, what a maze. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. It's so pretty. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be this big. Did you know? Rutherford was serving a life sentence for his conviction in the 1968 shooting, and the search continues in the mountains near Uri today for that missing Aspen woman. 24-year-old Susan Robertson has been missing 10 days. She disappeared while on a hunting trip with her husband. They have good weather right now, but they say have to call off the search if the predictive snowstorm moves in tomorrow. But it's so beautiful in here, Denver, today. It's hard to believe a snowstorm could be that close. I know I want to go outside and lay in the sun. Yet our north to our west, it is snowing and cold, and it's moving right here towards Colorado right now as we talk. It's incredible, I know. Hi, hon, how's it going? Fine, get a lot written today. Yes, hey, the weather forecast said it's going to snow tonight. What do you want me to do about it? Come on, hon, don't be so grouchy. I'm not being grouchy, I just want to finish my work. Okay, I understand. I'll come back later. On with a couple of sandwiches for you and me, and maybe you'll let me read something then. Wendy, let me explain something to you. Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration, you're distracting me. And then it will take me time to get back to where I was. Understand? Yes. Fine, now we're going to make a new rule. Whenever I'm in here and you hear me typing, or whether you don't hear me typing, whatever the heck you hear me doing in here when I am in here, that means that I'm working. That thing means you don't come in now. Do you think you can handle that? Yes. Fine now, why don't you start right now and get the heck out of here? Okay. I know you've got some. Oh no, I knew it. This is KDK12 calling KDK1. KDK12 to KDK1. This is KDK1. We're receiving over. Hi, this is Wendy Torrance at the Overlook Hotel. Hi, how are you folks getting on up there? Over. Oh, we're just fine. But our telephones don't seem to be doing too well. Are the lines down by any chance? Over. Yes, quite a few of them are down due to the storm. Over. Any chance of them being replaced any soon? Over. Well, I wouldn't like to say most winters they stay. That we'll have to until spring. Over. Boy, this storm is really something, isn't it? Over. Oh, yes, it's one of the worst we've had in years. Is there anything else we can do for you, Mrs. Torrance? Over. I suppose not. Over. Well, if you and your folks have any problems up there, just give us a call. And Mrs. Torrance, I think it might be a good idea if you leave your radio on all the time now. Over. Okay, we'll do that. It was real nice talking to you. Bye. Over. And out. Hello, Danny. Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Danny. Forever. And ever and ever. Tony, I'm scared. Remember what Mr. Halloran said. It's just like pictures in a book, Danny. It isn't real. Please just let me give you some money. Oh, I wouldn't think of it. Well, how can I repay you? It's okay, really. Well, I'm going to have some coffee. Would you like some? Sure. Great, sit down. Oh, these marvelous donuts. Help yourself. Coffee will be ready in a few minutes, Mom. Yes? Can I go to my room and get my fire engine? Right now, Daddy's asleep. I won't make any noise. Come on, Doc. He only went to bed a few hours ago. Can't you wait till later? I won't make a sound, I promise. I'll tiptoe, well, alright, but I don't really make a sound. I won't, Mom. Make sure you're right back, 'cause I'm going to have to get some lunch soon. Okay, Mom. Can I go to my room and get my fire engine? Come here for a minute first. How's it going, Doc? Okay. Are you having a good time? Yes, Dad, good. I want you to have a good time. I am, Dad. Dad, yes, do you feel bad? No, I'm just a little tired. Then why don't you go to sleep? I can't. I'm having too much to do. Dad. Yes, do you like this hotel? Yes, I do. I love it. Don't you? I guess so. Good, I want you to like it here. I wish we could stay here forever. And ever, never, Dad. What? You would never hurt Mummy and me, wouldn't you? What do you mean? Did your mother ever say that to you, that I would hurt you? No, Dad. Are you sure? Yes, Dad, I love you, Danny. I love you more than anything else in the whole world, and I'd never do anything to hurt you, never. You know that, don't you, huh? Yes, Dad, good. Mom, are you in there? Jack, honey, what's wrong? What happened, honey, hon? What's wrong, Jack? I had the most terrible nightmare I ever had. It's the most horrible dream I ever had. It's okay now, really. I dreamed that I killed you and Danny, but I didn't just kill you, I cut you up into little pieces. Oh, my god, this must be losing my mind. Everything is just going to be alright, come on. Here, let's get you off the floor. Danny, everything's okay, just go to your room for a while. Your dad's just got a headache. Danny, mind what I say. Go play in your room, hun. Let me just go and get him out of here. I'll be right back. Danny, why don't you mind me, huh? Danny, oh my god, Danny, what happened to your neck? Danny, what happened to your neck? Huh? You did this to him, didn't you? You son of a female dog, you did this to him? Didn't you? How could you? How could you? God, I'd give anything for a drink. My gosh darn soul, just for a glass of beer. How, Lloyd? A little slow tonight, isn't it? Yes, it is, Mr. Torrance. What'll it be? Now, I'm awful glad you asked me that, Lloyd, because I just happen to have two 20s and two 10s right here in my wallet. I was afraid they were going to be there until next April, so here's what. You slipped me a bottle of bourbon, a glass, and some ice. You can do that, can't you, Lloyd? You're not too busy, are you? No, sir, I'm not busy at all. Good man, you set them up and I'll knock them back, Lloyd, one by one. White man's burden, Lloyd, my man. White man burden. Say, Lloyd, it seems I'm temporarily light. How's my credit in this joint anyway? Your credit's fine, Mr. Torrance. That's swell. I like you, Lloyd. I always liked you. You were always the best of them. Best gosh darn bartender from Timbuktu to Portland, Maine. Portland, Oregon, for that matter. Thank you for saying so. Here's to 5 miserable months on the wagon and all the irreparable harm that it's caused me. How are things going, Mr. Torrance? Things could be better. Lloyd, things could be a whole lot better. I hope it's nothing serious. No, nothing serious. Just a little problem with the bank upstairs. Nothing that I can't handle, though. Lloyd, thanks. Women. Can't live with them. Can't live without them. Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom, I haven't laid a hand on him. Gosh darn it. I wouldn't touch one hair on his gosh darn little head. I love the little son of a female donkey. I'd do anything for him. Any hacking thing for him. The darn female donkey. As long as I live, she'll never let me forget what happened. I did hurt him once, okay? It was an accident, completely unintentional. It could have happened to anyone. And it was 3 gosh darn years ago. The little hacker had thrown all my papers all over the floor. I tried to pull him up. A momentary loss of muscle coordination. I mean, a few extra pounds of energy per second. Jack. Oh, Jack, thank God you're here. Jack, there's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms. She tried to strangle Danny. Are you out of your hecking mind? No, it's the truth, really. I swear it. Danny told me. He went up to one of the bedrooms. The door was open and he saw this crazy woman in a bathtub. She tried to strangle him. Which room was it? From Channel 10 in Miami, this is Newswatch with Glenn Rinker and Bishop and the award-winning Newswatch teams. Good evening, I'm Glenn Rinker. Newswatch 10, while Miami continues to swelter in a record winter heat wave, bringing temperatures to mid and upper 90s. The Central and Rocky Mountain states are buried in snow. In Colorado, 10 inches of snow has fallen. In just a few hours tonight, travel in the Rockies is almost impossible. Airports are shut down, stranding thousands of passengers. Highways are blocked by snowdrifts. Railroad tracks are frozen. Officials in Colorado tell Newswatch at least 3 people have been killed by exposure to freezing winds. The governor of Colorado is expected tomorrow to declare a winter weather emergency. The National Guard might be called out to clear streets and roads. Weather forecasters predict more snow and heavy winds tonight and tomorrow, with temperatures dropping well below 0 back here in South Florida. We've got just the opposite problem. The heat and humidity are supposed to climb. Local beaches should be jammed. Our weather expert, Walter Cronish, will have the local forecast later on. Naked bathroom lady, room 237, scene. We are sorry your call cannot be complete as dialed. If you need assistance, please call the operator, Jack. Yes, it's me. Oh, thank God, did you find anything? No. Nothing at all. I didn't see one gosh darn thing. You went to the room Danny said to 237. Yes, I did, and you didn't see anything at all. Absolutely nothing. How is he? He's still asleep. Good, I'm sure he'll be himself again in the morning. Well, are you sure it's the right room? I mean, maybe Danny made a mistake. He must have gone into that room. The door was open and the lights were on. Oh, I just don't understand. Well, what about those bruises on his neck? Somebody did that to him. I think he did it to himself. No, that's not possible. Wendy wants you rule out his version of what happened. There's no other explanation, is there? It wouldn't be that different from that episode he had before we came up here, would it? Jack, whatever the explanation is, I think we have to get Danny out of here. Get him out of here, yes. You mean leave the hotel, yes. It's so heckin' typical of you to create a problem like this. When I finally have a chance to accomplish something, when I'm really into my work. I could really write my own ticket if I went back to Boulder now. Could I? Shoveling out driveways, working in a car wash. Any of that appeal to you, Jack? Wendy, I have let you heck up my life so far. But I'm not going to let you heck up this. Good evening, Forest Service. Hello, my name's Dick Halloran. I'm the head chef up at the Overlook Hotel. Good evening, Mr. Halloran. What can I do for you, sir? I've been trying to make a call. An urgent phone call up there, but the operator said the phone lines are down. Yes, I'm afraid a lot of lines around here are down due to the storm. Well, look, sir, I hate to put it to you or any trouble, but there's a family up there by themselves with a young kid, and with this storm and everything, I'd sure appreciate if you give them a call on your radio just to see if everything is okay. I'd be glad to do that, sir. Oh, why don't you call me back in about 20 minutes? Thank you very much. I'll do that. All right, sir. Good evening, Mr. Torrance. Good evening. Hi, Lloyd. I've been away. Now I'm back. Good evening, Mr. Torrance. It's good to see you. It's good to be back, Lloyd. What'll it be, sir? Hair of the dog that bit me. Bourbon on the rocks, that'll do her. No charge to you, Mr. Torrance. No charge, your money's no good here. Orders from the house. Orders from the house, drink up, Mr. Torrance. I'm the kind of man who likes to know who's buying their drinks. Lloyd, it's not a matter that concerns you. Mr. Torrance, at least not at this point. Anything you say, Lloyd. Anything you say. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm so sorry, sir. Oh dear, oh dear. I've made an awful mess of your jacket, sir. Oh, and that's alright, I've got plenty of jackets, I'm afraid. It's advocat, sir. It tends to say an advocat, is it? Yes, sir. Look, I think the best thing to do is come along to the general room, sir. And, we'll get some water to it, sir. Looks as though you might have gotten a spot on it yourself there, Jeevesy old boy. That doesn't matter, sir. You're the important one. Awful nice of you to say that, of course. I intend to change my jacket this evening before the fish and goose soiree. Very wise, sir. Very wise. Here, I'll just, hold this for you there, Jeevesy. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now let's see if we can improve this with a little water, sir. Right, I'll set my bourbon advocate down right there. Won't keep you a moment, sir. Fine. What do they call you round here, Jeevesy? Grady, sir. Delbert Grady. Grady, yes, sir. Delbert Grady. That's right, sir. Mr. Grady, haven't I seen you somewhere before? Why, no, sir. I don't believe so. Aha, it's coming off now, sir. Mr. Grady, weren't you once the caretaker here? Why, no, sir. I don't believe so. You, married man. Are you Mr. Grady? Yes, sir. I have a wife and 2 daughters, and where are they now? Oh, they're somewhere around. I'm not quite sure at the moment, sir. Mr. Grady, you were the caretaker here. I recognize you. I saw your picture in the newspapers. You chopped your wife and daughters up into little bits, and you blew your brains out. That's strange, sir. I don't have any recollection of that at all, Mr. Grady. You were the caretaker here. I'm sorry to differ with you, sir. You have always been the caretaker. I should know, sir. I have always been here. Did you know, Mrs. Torrance, that your son is attempting to bring an outside party into this situation? Did you know that? No, he is. Mr. Torrance, who an N-word. A N-word, cook how? Your son has a very great talent. I don't think you are aware how great it is, but he's attempting to use that very talent against your will. Well, he is a very willful boy. Indeed, he is Mr. Torrance, a very willful boy. Rather naughty boy, if I may be so bold, sir. It's his mother. She interferes. Perhaps they need a good talking to. If you don't mind my saying so, perhaps a bit more. My girls, sir, they didn't care for the Overlook at first. One of them actually stole a pack of matches and tried to burn it down, but I corrected them, sir. And when my wife tried to prevent me from doing my duty, I corrected her. We have the snowcat. If the weather breaks, we might be able to get down the mountains to that. I could call the forest rangers first, and then tell them that we're coming, so that they could start searching for us in case we didn't make it. If Jack won't come with us, we'll just have to tell him that we are going by ourselves. That's all there is to it. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Danny. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Danny, what's the matter, huh? Red rum, are you having a bad dream? Danny, huh? Danny's not here. Mrs. Torrance, come on, huh? Wake up, you just had a bad dream. Everything's okay. Danny can't wake up, Mrs. Torrance. Danny, wake up, come on right now. Wake up. Danny's gone away, Mrs. Torrance. Danny. This is KDK1 calling KDK12, KDK1 calling KDK12. Are you receiving me? This is KDK1 calling KDK12, KDK1 calling KDK12. Do you read me? This is KDK1 calling KDK12, KDK1 calling KDK12. Do you receive me? KDK1 calling KDK12, KDK1 calling KDK12. Do you read me? This is KDK1 calling KDK12, KDK1 calling KDK12. Do you receive me? Good evening, Forest Service. Hello, this is Dick Halloran again. I called a while ago about the folks at the Overlook Hotel. Oh yeah, we tried to contact them several times by radio, but they didn't answer. Now maybe they've got their radio turned off, or they're in a place where they can't hear it. If you like me to, I'll be glad to try again later. Oh, that's very nice of you. I'll call you back later. Bye. Pardon me, what time will be getting to Denver? We're due to arrive at 8:20, sir. Thank you very much. Duncan's Garage. Hello, can I speak to Larry speaking? Hello, Larry, this is Dick Halloran. Dick, how are you doing there? How's the weather down there? I'm not in Florida, Larry. I'm calling from Stapleton Airport. What the heck are you doing down there? Well, I just got to get in from Miami, and I've got to get to the Overlook. Today, what's the weather like up there? Well, the snow plows are keeping things moving in town, but the mountain roads are completely blocked. That means I'm going to need a snowcat to get up there. Larry, can you fix me up with one? What's the big deal about getting up there today, especially in this kind of weather, Larry? Just between you and me, that we've got a very serious problem with the people who are taking care of the place. They've turned out to be completely unreliable a-holes. Ullman phoned me up last night, and I'm supposed to go there and find out if they have to be replaced. How long is he going to take you up there? Oh, about 5 hours. I'm going to rent a car here at the airport. Okay, Dick, I'll take care of it. Oh, thanks a lot, Larry. I really appreciate that. It's alright. Drive carefully. Well, good morning to you, Hal, and Charlie on Radio 63 KHOW, Denver, and Charlie. What will you have your buddy out there, or what you call your heavy snow, snowing hard throughout the Denver metro area? Many of the mountain passes, Wolf Creek and Red Mountain passes already closed, and the chain law is in effect right now. And the Eisenhower Tunnel, I guess we've heard just now. The news forecast, Charlie, a few of the flights are still landing at the Stapleton International Airport. Within early storms like this, I guess the entire airport will probably be closed within the hour, yeah. They're just not prepared. The storm will continue throughout the day, and the National Weather Services have declared a stop-and send travelers advisory for all of the areas outlying the Denver metro region. Get the cows in the barn, there you go. Many businesses, hun. Listen to me for a minute, will you, hun? I'm just going to go and talk for Daddy a few minutes, and I'll be right back. I want you to stay here and watch your cartoons, okay? Okay, hun. Yes, Mrs. Torrance. Alright, now I'll be back. In just a few minutes, I'm going to lock the door behind me. Jack, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. All work, no play make Jack a dull boy. Times like 500 billion. How do you like it? Jack, how do you like it? What are you doing down here? I just wanted to talk to you. Okay, let's talk. What do you want to talk about? I can't really remember. You can't remember? No, I can't. Maybe it was about Danny. Maybe it was about him. I think we should discuss Danny. I think we should discuss what should be done with him. What should be done with him? I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think you have some very definite ideas about what should be done with Danny, and I'd like to know what they are. Well, I think maybe he should be taken to a doctor. You think maybe he should be taken to a doctor? Yes. When do you think he maybe should be taken to a doctor? As soon as possible. As soon as possible. Jack, please. You believe his health might be at stake? Yeah, yes. And are you concerned about him? Yes. Are you concerned about me? Of course I am. Of course you are. Have you ever thought about my responsibilities? Oh, Jack, what are you talking about? Have you ever had a single moment's thought about my responsibilities? Have you ever thought about, for a single solitary moment, about my responsibilities to my employers? Has it ever occurred to you that I have agreed to look after the Overlook Hotel until May the 1st? Does it matter to you at all that the owners have placed their complete confidence and trust in me, that I have signed a letter of agreement, a contract in which I accepted that responsibility? Do you have the slightest idea what a moral and ethical principle is? Has it ever occurred to you what would happen to my future if I were to fail to live up to my responsibilities? Has it ever occurred to you? Has it? Stay away from me. Why? Well, I'm very concerned, and I just need a chance to think things over. You've had your whole hecking life to think things over. What's good few minutes more going to do now? Jack, stay away from me, please. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I'm not gonna hurt you. Stay away from me. Wendy, stay away. Darling light of my life, I'm not going to hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the heck in. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. I'm not gonna hurt you. Stay away from me. Stay away from me, please. Stop. Swinging the bat. Stay away from me. Put the bat down, Wendy. Stop it, Wendy. Give me the bat. Stay away. Give me the bat. Stay away from me. Give me the bat. Jack, stay away from me. Stop swinging the bat. Get down. Give me the bat. Go away from me. Wendy, go away. Give me the bat. Go away. Give me the bat. Oh, gosh darn. Wait. What are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing? Open the door. Gosh darn it, let me out of here. Open the gosh darn door. Wendy, listen, let me out of here, and I'll forget the whole gosh darn thing. It'll just be like nothing ever happened. Wendy, baby. I think you hurt my head real bad. I'm dizzy, I need a doctor. Honey, don't leave me in here. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go try and get Danny down to Sidewinder in the snowcat today. I'll bring back a doctor. Wendy, I'm gonna go now. Wendy. Yes. I've got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere. Go check it out. Go to the snowcat and the radio and see what I mean. Go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out. Wendy, it's Grady, Mr. Torrance. Delbert Grady, oh, Grady, right, Gradier. Hello, Grady. Mr. Torrance, I can see you can hardly have taken care of the business we discussed. No need to rub it in, Mr. Grady. I'll deal with the situation as soon as I get out of here. Will you? Indeed, Mr. Torrance. I wonder. I have my doubts. I and the others have come to believe that your heart is not in this. That you haven't the belly for it. Just give me one more chance to prove it, Mr. Grady. That's all I ask. Your wife appears to be the stronger than we imagined, Mr. Torrance. Somewhat more resourceful. She seems to have gotten the better of you. For the moment, Mr. Grady, only for the moment, I feel that you will have to deal with this matter in the harshest possible way, Mr. Torrance. I fear that it is the only thing to do. There's nothing I look forward to with greater pleasure, Mr. Grady. Will you give your word on that? Do you, Mr. Torrance? I give you my word. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Danny, stop it. Danny, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Door. Wendy, I'm home. Come out. Wherever you are. Danny, I can't get out. Run and hide, run quick. Little pigs, let me in, come in. Not by the hair on your chinny chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Jack, please, don't, oh please, stop, Jack. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Here's Johnny. Hello? Anybody here? Any hello? Anybody here? Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Hello? Anybody here? And then he gets stabbed. He gets stabbed in the chest and he dies. Danny, Danny boy, Danny, 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 Danny. Danny, Danny, Danny. Danny, I'm coming, Dan. Danny, oh. Great party, isn't it? Danny, Danny, I'm coming. You can't get away, I'm right behind you. Danny. 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 Mommy, Danny, come here. Mommy, Danny. Mommy, oh. Oh, Danny. Danny, where? Danny. Mansion, Mario and you. Mansion filled with ghosts. Ooh. King Boo inhabiting Bowser, saying you'd better get in my painting. Mansion brought Professor Yad. I know with my poltergeist I'll be vacuuming you, whatever else I do. Mansion, Mario and you.